Howdy fellow Gooners, welcome to another edition of Gunner Talk in a beautiful sunny Manchester. Gonna get on with it. Yesterday, World Cup, 2 out of 2 on my predictions. They weren't the most incredible shouts, but they both landed. So yeah, happy with that. France-Argentina, the first game, incredible game. Some of those goals, wow. I mean, there's been people saying that this hasn't been a great World Cup. I think it's been unbelievable, and I think I've only missed 2 games. And what you've got to do is look at it from a point of view of a countryman or country person, you know, from there, where it's your World Cup, it's all your hopes and dreams. It doesn't matter how good your team is, you're just desperate for them to do well. So I look at it from that point of view every time I watch a game, and you know how much everybody cares, and look at it from their point of view. So I've absolutely loved it. I think the VAR stuff's only improved the game. Yeah, it's getting some things wrong, but it's getting way more right than was getting done before it was here. So I'm all for it. It just needs tweaking a little bit. And yeah, the game, Pavard, that goal, wowzers, that was unreal. Di Maria's goal, wowzers, that was unreal. And the Mbappe show, really. Mbappe, I don't know, however you say his name, Mbappe, whatever. What a player this young lad is. Screams Henry to me. I'm just gutted that I don't think we'll ever see him anywhere near our club. I'm not even sure we'll ever see him in England, but what a player this young lad is. Just pacey, he's got great feet, and he's a killer finisher as well. Yeah, awesome, just absolutely awesome. Pogba, a lot of people ride him. I think he's a top player. He's just not quite happening for him at United, but yesterday he absolutely bossed it. That midfield of Kante, him and Matuidi just is ridiculous. Absolute grinders, and then just Pogba with that bit of class where he can just, his overall play, when he's in the mood, he is one of the most dynamic midfielders in world football, in my opinion anyway. So yeah, wow, I loved it from him as well. And just a solid French performance. As I said yesterday, I thought their front three had a little bit more than the Argies, and their back line had a little bit more than the Argies, and that's why I thought France would end up coming out on top. So they did. And yeah, what a stunning game of football it was. Just enjoyable from the start. It was absolutely class. So yeah, that was that game. And then the later game, Uruguay Portugal, that went our fault. It's just a scruffy, scrappy affair. Ronaldo couldn't really get into the game. No disrespect to him, he's awesome. He does his bit. He was trying last night, just wasn't happening. And as I said in that, I thought that the Uruguay back line had more than Portugal's, and Uruguay's front line had a little bit more than Portugal's, which ended up being the case. Suarez and Cavani up front, awesome shift from them two yesterday. They worked so well together. I think that's probably the best front two pairing in the World Cup, and they're going to be a real tough nut to crack, I think, no matter who they come up against. I think they're quite strong, like Croatia. They're not incredibly glamorous, but wow, they know how to grind hard, and it usually means they come out on top. Let's get on to the biggest talking point from yesterday that I know we're all excited about. Torreira, that man. I was loving it last night watching the game, because I was watching it with two United fans, and they had no idea of who he was at all. That they don't really keep up on, you know, transfer gossip, not interested in it. They'll just wait till a lot of fans do when the club actually announces it. So they had no idea who he was, and it was just like, who's this little guy in midfield here? He's just winning everything. Look at him, he's winning headers. He threw himself on the floor like Klinsmann to try and clear with an header. He's just, what a little player this guy is. He'd obviously only had a fistful of caps until last week when he played, and he's just played his way into the team, and I thought he was definitely up there with Suarez and Cavani with an incredible performance yesterday. And I was the same. I was just sort of secretly watching, feeling warm inside, because it's just like, this guy is bad boy, and he's going to do some damage for us, definitely. And it's exciting just thinking about what he brings, like last night, and then looking at how that frees up who will be our creative midfielders in the centre, in Ozil, Ramsey, and Xhaka. So nothing but good things again to say about this guy, but you've all known I've been on the Torreira train from the word go. So yeah, looking an absolute steal for what we're paying for him as well. So yeah, just on that point as well, there's a few of you still freaking out about this signing, and I can't really understand why. I mean, I know a lot of you bite into gossip straight away, it doesn't matter who it is. Arsenal are signing Gandhi, I'll see people retweeting it and getting excited. Oh, I can't believe he's coming to the club, this is a massive signing. So some of you lose the plot dead easy and there's no talking to you about it, you don't ever see sense. Some of you who I know are losing the plot a little bit, getting worried, but do see sense. Look at the facts that we know already. Sampdoria have told us all publicly they've sold him, he is gone, he's been sold. So where is he then? As I stated the other day, he's not been sold to nobody. Somebody has paid the money for him and they have agreed on that. So as far as I'm concerned, that is us, and it's a done deal. Like I've said a few times, it might not be on paper, but everything else is agreed, and unless somebody has a huge change of heart, which I really don't see happening, then it might not happen, but I just don't see it. And I think it's time to just get excited and keep enjoying watching this guy in the World Cup smashing it for Uruguay. I know a lot of you wanted Portugal to win last night, so he was coming home and we could get a deal done. I can understand that bit of nerves, and I do feel it a little bit as well, because I know nothing's actually completely finished, but I'm quite happy to just enjoy him in the World Cup and feel like he's a gooner, so that's not a big problem. Today's games, Spain-Russia, I think Spain will have enough. They have got that extra bit of quality. The Russians looked alright, but I felt they'd get found out as soon as it stepped up a gear, and obviously they did. They got smashed by Uruguay last time out. I think they'll score, Russia. I think they'll cause a bit of a threat, but I think just Spain will have that bit too much. They've had quite a lot of rest, chance to regroup. I know they've only had the win against Iran in the groups, but it's not like they played bad against Portugal and Morocco, was it, the other game? So I'm happy to side with Spain, should I say. So my shout for that is Spain to win. If you want to be a little bit greedy, maybe Spain and both teams to score or over 2.5 goals. The next game, what are we thinking? Croatia, Denmark. Definitely Croatia. This will be a bit like the second game yesterday, I think, where it'll be a scruffy and scrappy affair, but Croatia have got that extra bit of talent, I think, at both ends. So I see them coming out on top. Do Denmark score or not? I think they'll find it tough, but you just don't know, do you, with a player like Ericsson, if they get a dead ball or something. I'd just say Croatia to win, if that's an alright price around even money somewhere. If you want to be greedy and maybe go for it, Croatia to 0, or Croatia and under 2.5. So yeah, they're my shouts for the World Cup today, and I'm excited to watch again. Take care, guys, and keep spreading the love. Come on, you Gooners.